Oilersnation After Dark begins now.
Down but never out, these Edmonton Oilers. They fight, they scratch, they claw their way back into this one, and they defeat the Winnipeg Jets by a score of 4-3. Not the prettiest game you're ever going to see. Not the best performance from your starting goaltender tonight, but at the end of the day, a win is a win. And the Edmonton Oilers, they pulled out the brooms against these Winnipeg Jets, going 3-0 this regular season. The Jets continue to live in the basement of the NHL standings, dead last, 32nd, while the Oilers retain their spot in first place atop the Pacific Division. Clap it up, boys. Woo! Give me a simple cup, yeah.
Cup, yeah.
Booyah.
Booyah.
Yeah, vibes are good. Vibes are good already. An excellent night to live bet the comeback like yours truly did on Bet365. But hello, what up, and welcome to Oilersnation After Dark after an unbelievable comeback win that was never in doubt for the Edmonton Oilers. The first period, not their best play, but the final 40, I'll say defensively, Winnipeg had a grand total of 5 shots in the final 40 minutes of that hockey game. Edmonton, they double them up. They take it to him. McDavid magic yet again. A kid line that looked pretty damn good out there on the ice with not Papa Roslovic. We've nicknamed him Unk. Rico's older. He can be the dad of the line. Jack Roslovic's the cool uncle. Right. I think the chat could agree with that. But it's going to be a good one. Joined by my co-host, contributor to Oilers Nation, Sean Panganiban, Bordzy and Pangsy. Pangsy was basically his wife told him, get the hell out of the house. Go hang out with the boys down at the studio. And Pangs, I bet you're happy you did. This was a great night in oil country. Give me a vibe check.
Vibes are super high. What a win, what a win, what a win. Oilers, it seemed like they fell back in the first period, gave up 3 goals, and it was one of those ones where, like, is this where the Winnipeg Jets stop their 10-game losing streak? And the Oilers said, nah, and poured it on, tilted the ice in their favor. 23 shots in the final 2 periods, and we're looking at an Oilers win tonight.
Trap game? My ass. The Edmonton Oilers, once again, I think it was plus 375 at the end of the first period when I live bet the comeback, because sometimes you just know. Should I tell the chat what I've been saying? No, I'll leave that in for later, where I was feeling this Oilers comeback. But first things first, let's get caught up into the chat. Let's check the vibes in here, because something tells me it's going to be a good one. Soggy Corpse, much like us, has a simple booyah!
Booyah!
Cup, yeah!
Cup, yeah!
K. Waddy says, play it again. Play La Bamba too. Great comeback. Ryan S., 11 in a row for the Winnipeg Jets. Losers of 11 straight. They said on the broadcast that Winnipeg would have to win their, including tonight, 41 remaining games. Go 41-0 to match their win total from last season. Well, that's out of here now, and they might be thinking about Gavin McKenna, Keaton Vera. They might be thinking about that this season. Hunter said, when Tyler calls the W, we lose. But when he calls the loss, we win. Bet accordingly. Tyler Yaremchuk, the ultimate mush. I'd be curious. I feel like some of their game day bets might have hit today fighting Amish. That was a solid third period. The boys are playing well. Shots were 11-2 in that final frame. The ice completely tilted, and you just knew the Oilers were going to find a way to get it done. Tammy, my queen, not my mother, as we covered earlier today on pre-gaming. She says, that's a wrap. Ryan S. picks wins another. Yes, he does. He does get the W in this one. We'll unpack it. We'll discuss it. It was a little touch and go there to start the hockey game. Percy, never in doubt. Austin, I imagine saying this like Dave Hester from Storage Wars. Yep. The yep truck. Shout out. If you're young, you probably wouldn't remember that, but it was the mogul, the gambler. I'm getting sidetracked. Pats fan, never in doubt. Hurting, sloppy start, but we're first in the division. Great comeback W, boys. And then I need the two of you here. Justine says, cup, yeah.
Cup, yeah.
Matthew says, cup, yeah.
Cup, yeah.
Lance says, cup, yeah.
Cup, yeah.
Southpaw says, cup, yeah.
Cup, yeah.
And I say, play fucking La Bamba, baby. It was a good one, Soggy again. Golly gee, the boys did some serious soul searching in that locker room in the first intermission. Also, need to bring him up. Trent Frederick getting in that scrap, doing exactly what we ask of him. And I mean, check the box score. The moment he does that, the Edmonton Oilers comeback starts right there, and the rest is history. And then finally, a couple super chats. Reminder, all your super chats are in support of the Ben Stelter Foundation, going to an incredible, incredible foundation and cause. African Child, $5, says, I heard Connor has been thinking about getting metal legs. It's a risky operation, but it'll be worth it. What?
Okay.
Is that like those lengthening, when those guys do like the height thing and then they can't like get out of their bed for 18 months?
They should do that, but for something else.
Leave it at that. McDavid, you're beautiful just the way you are. Don't change a thing. Rusty, $5. Connor McDavid has 18 goals and 23 apples in his last 17 games. Let me repeat. McDavid has 18 goals and 23 apples in his last 17 games. Woo. Look at this point streak. Unbelievable. 41 points, 91 shots. It's unfathomable. Brett, we actually do need that synonym sheet at some point tonight. Cheeks clap. Says ONED might have voicemail, but Boosh called game. Oh. Bars. Hold on. Tammy, $10. Says, of course we won. It was penciled in. Hey! Sadistic Angel, yet again. Apparently in the Discord, whenever Sadistic pencils in a dub, like with a literal pencil,
okay,
the Oilers get dubs.
Whoa.
Hey, that's just the way things go. And we're just going to have to sit here and continue to find a way to profit off of it. First things first, got to give a shout out to a new friend that we've got on the program. Shout out Capital GMC, a new friend. Check out their extensive inventory of top quality vehicles like the 2026 GMC Terrain Denali or the 2026 Sierra Denali Ultimate. Ultimate for a reason, baby. Capital GMC Buick is Edmonton's highest volume GMC dealer and the #1 certified pre-owned dealer in Alberta. They're dedicated to you, the shopper. They are a bunch of beauties over there, and we are very happy to have them joining Oilers Nation After Dark. And now, let's kick it off with some headlines. Brett, give me that tune. I fucking love Drake, and I will find any excuse to bring him in.
I had to go so far for those two.
Brought to you by Greta Bar Yank, my favorite spot in the entire city. It's going to be an unbelievable time. Next, it's January 17th. We're going to be down at Greta for a little get out of the cold. Come party with the boys. Watch the Edmonton Oilers. It's going to be a good one. Always down at Greta. I don't think I've ever had a bad time at Greta before. Also, they're taking on the Vancouver Canucks. Sometimes just means a little bit more with a rivalry game like that, but we are very excited to be back. They got all kinds of deals. Escape January. That's what it's called. No, don't, because the Oilers, this is when they run. This is when they go in most regular seasons. So, Pangs, there's nothing I love more than a good old-fashioned Edmonton Oilers comeback, especially when you could just feel it. A lot of discussion about trap game heading into this one. The Jets losers of 10 in a row. The Oilers beat them in early December. They beat them in late December. And we will say in the first period, it was a little bit nerve-wracking. The Jets kind of take it to the Oilers. Some bad goaltending there as well, and it just felt a little bit flat. The Oilers were getting the shots. And then I will say the momentum, they obviously go down 3-1. I want to leave the picker discussion for a separate thing. So let's take it as the momentum started to pick up back for the Oilers. It felt like late in the second there was a little bit of a push, maybe a message of, all right, let's stop fucking around. And then it won't show up on the stat sheet. He doesn't get a point for it. But Trent Frederick getting in that scrap is exactly what the Edmonton Oilers needed in that game and what Freddie might need to get himself motivated and feeling confident yet again. Shout out to him for this scrap. He, for some reason, continues to choose to fight the biggest possible men out on the ice, Logan Stanley, 6'7", 230 pounds. I'm still hip. I'm still cool. And this one, even at this point, I was kind of like, Fred, just go down. Your point's been proven. And then, bam, 2 haymakers. He gets an unbelievable dodge in here as well. That one, he would have ate. I want to give some credit to Logan Stanley because when Freddie went down, he could have absolutely killed him. But either way, this is exactly what Freddie needs to do to stay in the lineup. I understand the discussion, right? his role has maybe been undefined with the Oilers. He started the year first line. He's moved all the way down. He's been a healthy scratch repeatedly for the last couple of weeks. But stuff like this is exactly what is going to keep you in the lineup. Minutes before this, I said to both of you, Freddie, I'm going to need you to drop him here because this is why you are in the lineup. This is your job. It is no coincidence that, a minute later, Connor McDavid, he scores an absolutely beautiful goal. And Freddie, he's going to be placed in this fourth line spot, I think, for a minute. And I think it's well-deserved. I think this is his style of play. But if his goal is to move up the lineup, this is how you do it. Energy shifts, energy moments, and doing things. Fighting Logan Stanley is not something that anyone should ever want to have to do. But Freddie dug deep, dug in. Little pun there as well. And I can't give him enough that he lit the spark for that Oilers comeback.
We'll call it like it is. He knows that he's not having a good season. We know he's not having a good season. And we talked about this before. He's going to be playing limited minutes. He played the least amount of minutes, 646 out of anybody. And we said for him to be successful tonight, he needs to make an impact in those limited minutes. And he did, picking the biggest, baddest 6'7" Logan Stanley. And he held his own. He got a couple good shots. That was a turning point for the Oilers tonight. He rallied the boys, and we're looking at a W tonight.
I also forgot to shout out Bet365 off the top.
Yeah, you want to do that right now?
Shout out 19 plus, please. Play responsibly. We got to pay the bills, boys. We got to pay the bills. Bordzy's Bankroll. Oh, so close tonight. But Brett, anything on Freddie?
It's kind of mostly on Logan Stanley. What a fucking ogre. That man is just an absolute. I'm trying to find it, so bear with me.
That's the new buzzword because remember Mangiapane was calling Mark Kastelik an ogre?
That's right. Yeah, he was.
That's the new word.
Yes,
it's the new buzzword.
But I'm trying to find this image directly from this fight here. But there's right at the end of this fight, this face from Logan Stanley is sending me into absolute nightmares. I've been thinking about this the whole time, and he's just one ugly SOB, man. Like, again, he's 6'7". His teeth protrude over his gums. He sits there. I can guarantee that he sounds like, Adam Lowry, hey, what'd you guys do last night? All right. I had ear garlic for dinner last.
The point's been made. It's funny because I was thinking that in my head and made an active decision. I was like, you don't need to call out his teeth. You don't need to do that.
They're bad.
My producer's got it for me. He's picking up the slack when we need it. And then obviously, Connor McDavid, he's unbelievable. We just touched on it. I'm sure we're going to continue to touch on it, but he extends that point streak to 17 games, tying a career high. Capped off by Brett. I believe we have the goal here. Just for Connor McDavid standards, this, I guess, in the mid, maybe you could say. And this is an unbelievable move. Great feed late in the period. Final minute of the period. Backbreaking one for the Jets to give up. And Leon with the great feed. Connor McDavid's offensive skill, his intangibles, the things you just cannot teach. He receives this pass from skate up to stick, completely undresses Connor Hellebuyck, a very similar move to the penalty shot one he had against UC Saros. I believe Hellebuyck even gets a piece of this, and it doesn't matter. It is just McDavid's world. We're living in it. This goal was massive for the momentum. You go into that second intermission, only down one. I'm sure the confidence was sky high. And how could the confidence not be sky high every single night when you watch this guy night in, night out, just completely annihilate professional athletes, NHL defenses and forwards? We talked about it. There's been a shift here for McDavid, obviously in December, that he wants to put up points. He wants to shoot the puck. He wants to score goals. But his ability to drive the middle of the ice lately has been so apparent. He is not shying away and going to the outside. He is cutting straight up the middle. Quickest way to point C is from A to or A to B is just straight shot. Kind of fuck that up. Whatever. You get what I'm trying to say. And McDavid has just been, it's crazy. In all the years that we've got to watch Connor McDavid, we've obviously had the Nathan McKinnon argument for the beginning of this season, much of last season, as well as who is the 1A, the 1B. Let's just take a moment to sit back and say that we might have one of the all-time best Art Ross trophy races that we have seen in a minute. It's McDavid, it's McKinnon, then it's Celebrini, Draisaitl, and everybody else. It's a two-headed race, and Connor McDavid just Brett, I need that shit. I got to get that tattooed like on like my forearm. So I can just be like, unbelievable, sick, nasty, disgusting. You get it by now, but I feel like I appreciate him every day. Before I wake up, you think about Connor McDavid and his run. I go to bed, I'm thinking about Connor McDavid and his run, and I still feel like I'm not drinking it in enough. Pangs, he is otherworldly.
I've said this many times before, and I'll say it many times again. We are so lucky to be in this era of watching Connor McDavid in his prime, night after night, make jaw-dropping plays. Like that goal he scored, like you said, to get that puck, it was bouncing and still corral it and then score this nasty goal off Connor Hellebuyck, whom the last time he scored a goal on Connor Hellebuyck was the game-winning goal in the Four Nations Cup. So, booyah! Nice goal. Nice goal by Connor McDavid there. He's just on another level right now.
Starting on your whole team, Connor McDavid.
Yeah. Yeah. Hunter just says sensational. What can you say? I'm trying, but I'll continue to be at a loss for words. So that's positive. Going to get slightly negative here for a minute because we got to address it. Calvin Pickard was not great tonight in this hockey game, but he does come away with a W at the end of the day. My argument has always been, hey, the backup goaltender, the only stat that matters is the W. But Calvin Pickard wants to become the backup goaltender over Connor Ingram in this competition they've got going on. You cannot have first periods like Calvin Pickard did in this game. I will say the Oilers and Picks, yeah, they cleaned it up for the final 40. It's probably because Pickard only saw 5 shots for the remaining 40 minutes of that hockey game. Hey, stopped all 5 of them, so let's give him some credit there. But the first goal, that's a Kyle Connor snipe behind the net feed from Mark Scheifele. That one, I will allow that. I'm not gonna have a big bugaboo about that one. But let's pull up the second one because I thought this one was just absolutely inexcusable from Calvin Pickard. And it's something that we've talked about a lot in his Oilers tenure, the road hockey, beer league goalie type stuff, and that it never looks pretty. He's got erratic movements. He's out of his net. Tanner Pearson on that play behind the net goes to the end of the trapezoid and back and tucks it in past Calvin Pickard really by the time he's fully moved over to his other post. He even peeks at him at one point. You see his head turning and he does notice him, but his reaction time is just awfully slow. I was not feeling good about the state of Calvin Pickard. And then shortly after that, I believe it was 50 seconds after that one, this one was also ugly. Just a sloppy scramble in front. You just see that puck along the ice, sliding slowly past the goal line, and the Oilers are down 3-1, 19 minutes into this hockey game. I just didn't feel confident in Pickard really in any way, shape, or form. After the first period, we were sitting here and saw the discussion online. Is Chris Knoblauch going to have to yank Calvin Pickard from this game? Who are we going to see to start the second period? It was Picks. He did figure it out as it went along. Once again, only saw 5 shots, but Pangs, this competition, it's an open competition between Connor Ingram and Calvin Pickard for the backup. We saw Picks, his last performance against Philly, not great, left something to the imagination. The one before that, stopped 41 of 42 against this same Jets team. This one's tough. We talked about it on pre-gaming that Picks, he's going to have good games, he's going to have bad ones, but it just didn't look great. Still gets the W. I'm curious what the chat has to say. And Pangs, thoughts, Calvin Pickard?
I mean, just on that tonight, before letting in those 3 goals, the Oilers were pouring it on. They had a 5-0 shots advantage in the first period to start. And yeah, the Jets came back, and you need your netminder to kind of weather that storm. And those 2 goals that you showed, especially, Calvin Pickard just needed to be big on one of them, and he needed to just go side to side and make what seems like a routine save by a netminder. And there are many instances tonight where I even saw point shots that popped out of rebounds, and I was like, Connor Ingram would have smothered that. So I hate to say that I'm starting to lean towards Connor Ingram just because of how sound and calm he is in the net. And yeah, Calvin Pickard put an 8-13 save percentage tonight in comparison to Connor Ingram's over 920 last game. I mean, I'm starting to lean towards Connor Ingram here.
I've been leaning towards Connor Ingram. And the one thing I said to you as well, and Brett, you can tell that I think the fan base of the Edmonton Oilers here is realizing what's in front of them and we have eyes. We're smart enough as fans, and that you can tell that the fan base is mostly moving over to the Ingram camp, because now whenever you talk about Calvin Pickard, you're not hearing everything prefaced with, well, I love Calvin Pickard and he was great in the playoffs and I appreciate everything he's done for us, because we did that for like a month straight. If you said anything negative, you had to say something positive first. I'm noticing way less of that, because at the end of the day, sports is a what have you done for me lately type league, and especially when there's hopefully, potentially, ideally, 3 healthy goaltenders for the Edmonton Oilers. One of them's got to be sent down, traded, who knows, and I don't want to see the Oilers rocking 3 goalies by any means. That would be absolutely insane. Also, got another super chat in here. Austin, $13.99 for Ben, for Mom, for all of you, my beautiful ON fam. Yeah. That's a Storage Wars fan right there. I can tell it's a cup year.
Cup, yeah.
Hope will never die. Better shotgun, folks. Hint, I'm waiting, Bordzy. I don't have a lot, but I have all. What?
I don't have a lot, but I have all y'all.
Oh, I have all of y'all. Yeah, you're damn right, Austin. Hey, that's all you need sometimes. We're a family here in the ONAD chat. And then Tammy, also our queen, $10. Of course we won. It was penciled in. Oh shit, she already said that one. That's my mistake. First thing before we move along, let's get a listen to some sounds in the room. And that's brought to you by the folks down at Dark Patch. We're going to be back there Saturday night. LA Kings, Oilers, me, Brett, some of the ON staff. Come on down, have a couple brewskis, have an incredible meal down at Dog Patch. It always delivers. It's nice being back up here in the studio again, as we get to be louder, crazier, as there's nobody watching our reactions for goals or yelling things. But it's still a good time always down there. And for sounds in the room, I believe we got Zach Hyman speaking to the media after tonight's game.
Yeah, I mean, fighting is still, as much as people want to phase it out of the game, there is an element to it that can help turn the team game around. I thought Freddie sticking up for Davo, fighting a big man, and doing that. I mean, people will say it's a coincidence that we go and score a couple shifts later, but I think there's something to that, and obviously he's done it a couple times now, so good on Fred.
Trent Frederick, that's what you got to do. I like that his teammates are aware of the spark that he lit for this team. As we said, it's not going to show up on the stat sheet, and as you said, Panks, Freddie played a whopping 647. Besides that fight, he completely Tony Snelled his stat line. 0-0-0s, but that was a big one. That was a big moment in this hockey game. Now, the good, the bad, and the oily brought to you. Actually, before that, I didn't mention off the top, but you see it pinned at the top of the chat. I know they're already flying in, but the new thing we're doing here for Oilers Nation After Dark and pre-gaming, we got the voicemail line. I want to hear from you guys after wins, losses, draws, if they did exist, if they just canceled the game. I want to know what you think. And we're going to play them later on at the end of the show. I think it's just an awesome way to end the show and let you guys rip. You heard some of them on pre-gaming. They're slightly Oilers related. They can also go off the rails. That's why we got our intern, Tristan, shout out him, screening the calls out back there. But Bert, good, bad, oily, brother. Oodle Noodle. Download their app. They're unbelievable. They do great stuff. Sorry, Pangs. We got Oodle Noodle on Tuesday. Oh, yeah. That's my bad. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry, brother. Damn it. I did you dirty. Brett, throw it up. What do we got for the good this evening? That says oily. Oh, spoiler alert. The good is Jack Roslovic and the kids. I thought this line was just incredible from the start. I'll say offensively incredible from the start. They had sustained zone time. They were keeping up the offensive pressure. Hard on the forecheck. They'd have minute-long shifts. I joked to you guys at one point that how crazy it is to see Nuge, McDavid, Hyman go out for a minute shift in the offensive end. Then you're seeing Leon doing his thing with Pods. Then you're like, wait a minute. Oilers are still in the offensive zone for a minute with those 3 guys out there. Ike Howard all over it. Never met a shot he doesn't like. I believe he finished with 4 on the evening. Now, once again, these guys, a couple of them are -2. Because I do think you gotta take it with a grain of salt. This is definitely very young line with Ike Howard and Matt Savoy on the wings. Uncle Jack Roslovic, as we touched on, isn't totally known for his defensive prowess. So I do think you got to maybe pick and choose your moments a little bit if you're Chris Knobloch with this trio. But I like the chemistry that we are seeing built. It is obvious as shit what they are doing in the offensive end, the way they cycle the puck around. And all 3 of them there's not really any size between that trio, but they find a way to be effective. And we've been talking about it, the lack of depth scoring in the bottom six for the Oilers. If you can find consistency and some results with this trio, that just allows you to keep your top six intact the way it is. Roll three lines like we started to see the Oilers doing tonight. And we saw it earlier in the year that, yeah, Rico was Papa and the kids, and maybe we were a little bit premature on that one. We needed Uncle Jack Ralzovic with the kids. Pangs, thought on the third line?
I love that third line.
Yeah.
It's a small sample size, but I loved everything that we've seen from them. Hey, they were dash 2, but the shots were 7-3 when they were on the ice. And Jack Roslovic in the middle, I feel he's this calming presence in between these two youngsters, calms the puck, picks up rebounds, skates the puck in, and then they think offense. And like you said, they cycled well. They had good chances to score. 66% expected goals for that line. That line has promise.
It sure does. It sure does. We've been talking ad nauseum for years about the youth movement here in Edmonton, and who knows, we might be seeing it between those two right before our eyes. Sugarcoat 29. We have a third line. Everybody stay fucking calm. We have a third line. Deepal also said -2 on the soft Pickard goals, though.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I don't want to throw him under the bus for that one, but it'll be a give and take thing. And also, I mean, we talked about it on pre-gaming that's maybe a trio that on the road, you absolutely have to pick and choose your moments for a little bit more. We thought Winnipeg's goal might be to put out the top line against those guys. I mean, it did work at points, but at the end of the day, the good, the great, the promise that Jack Roslovic, Ike Howard, and Matt Savoy have shown. With good comes bad. Couldn't be anything else. It has to be first period Calvin Pickard. It was hard to watch. No confidence. Thought, man, are we going to lose this trap game entirely because of Calvin Pickard and his inability right now? Shout out the Edmonton Oilers. They dug deep. They really honed in their defensive game. Didn't allow Winnipeg to get any shots, 5 of them to be exact, in the final 40 minutes. But, Bangs, we got to be honest about it. If you're going the quality start meter, thumbs up, thumbs sideways, or thumbs down. Even though we got the win, I am thoroughly going thumbs down for Calvin Pickard.
Yeah, that was a tough first period for Calvin Pickard. As mentioned, hey, you need a netminder to weather the storm, and Calvin Pickard was not able to do that for his team. And again, it was the Trent Frederick that rallied the boys, but that was not a good first period for Calvin Pickard. And I wonder if Nobby thinks of that when he's thinking of who's starting in the coming games here.
Oily Steve said, Rosie and the Kids sounds like a Benny and the Jets tribute band.
I like that.
Ike Howard seems like a guy that pulled out an acoustic guitar around the campfire. You know what I mean? There you get a look at Calvin Pickard's stat line on the evening. 13 saves on 16 shots for an .813, -1.23, I guess, goals below expected, goals saved below expected. Jesus, I really fumbled that one. You going thumbs down?
On the night?
Yeah.
I can't do this. I can't do just sideways. It's either up or down.
I mean, you can on Oilers Nation every day. I'm going to make you go thumbs up or thumbs down because there's no ad go thumbs up.
Oh my gosh, Bordzy, this is hard. Okay.
I don't even know why I did that. I just wanted you. I mentally came to terms with it.
That was
I wanted
cruel.
you also to mentally come to terms with it.
That was super cruel.
If I'm going to be down here, I'm bringing the rest of you down.
I have never seen Pang so uncomfortable before. You're like, you have to give a thumbs up, a thumbs down. Yeah. You're not allowed to leave until you give a thumbs up, thumbs down.
Do it. And then the Oily, obviously, you got a sneak peek at it earlier. We did talk about it. Throw it up one more time, Brent. Trent Frederick with an awesome fight against one Logan Stanley that completely shifted the momentum in this hockey game late in the second period. Connor McDavid would score shortly afterwards, taking on one of the biggest dudes in the entire NHL. It was a good scrap. He landed 2 very good ones right here. Boom, boom. Then after this is some boxing skill with this whoop dodge. There it is.
Nice.
That would have been bad if that one landed. Already got dropped by Mathieu Olivier earlier this season, but this one, hey, obviously Stanley at the end could have maybe thrown another shot. We appreciate that he didn't. That's the honor code between fighters, scrappers out there in the NHL. At the end of the day, I'm calling this one a draw, but with the edge to Freddie because of the momentum that it brought for the Edmonton Oilers, dragged him right back into it. Shout out Trent Frederick. Zeros everywhere on the stat line, except in the Pims.
First of all, so sick of a 6'7" guy's fight strategy is to pin the front shoulder. You're sick, dude. Great. Also, you just know when he was thrown there, Logan Stanley is just
Okay. See, 8 Angry Nuts here to the bad. He says, Buddy gets the W and you give him a thumbs down. Come on, man. Dude, did you watch that first period? Like, did you? Yeah, but no, I get what you mean. Like, at the end of the day, the win is the only thing that matters. But that's why we talk it out here on Oilersnation After Dark. But that's what we got for the good, the bad, the oily. And now, my favorite part, find out who was wearing the jeans tonight, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, because only the finest tasting meat products earn that Wilhauk name. Made from 100% Alberta beef, their jerky is aged, seasoned, marinated, and smoked to savory perfection. They gladly fill orders of any size, and you can find their jerky, sausage, and other products exclusively out of their Leduc location. And for more information, head on over to Wilhauk Beef Jerky to get yo jerky on. Chat, play along. You know the jeans. Also, somebody asked me, Brett, if I will wear jeans at the Jasper Pond Hockey Tournament. A commitment to the bit. I've been mulling it over. It'd be a move. It'd be funny. It'd be a good move. Mr. Burns, you picked exactly what I had. The Winnipeg Ice. The Winnipeg Ice out there this evening was ass, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Pucks were bouncing all over the place. Bouncing Betty's left, right, and center. We saw Leon Draisaitl fall over not once, twice in a very short span. Don't know if it was the ice. Might have been escape blades. He eventually got them fixed over there on the bench. But, yeah, it was a weird one. Pucks were bouncing all over the place. Obviously, I believe the Winnipeg Arena was not built to be an NHL arena. It's not meant for that size. Other than that, for any Edmonton Oilers,
can I add to that? With how bad that ice was, we saw the pucks were bouncing, and for Connor McDavid to pick up that puck bouncing off his skate, and it was bouncing, and he still corralled it for that goal. That just shows just what a level he's on.
That's a very good point. You're right. See, he made that look like nothing. Child's play, if you will. Yeah, you agree with that, or you got any other candidates for the jeans, Brett? You as well?
I got nothing for jeans.
Once again, I've already been mean enough to Calvin Pickard. I don't want to do that anymore.
Logan Stanley's dentist.
All right in there. I like this one from Al. Bad ice in Winnipeg. Who would have ever thought? Also, somebody keeps pointing out Stuart Skinner had an excellent game tonight for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Good for Stu. We appreciate that. Brett, do we have? I'm trying to read the chat, our own chat here.
Yes. Just ask the question.
Any more interviews?
No more interviews.
Okay, we'll go with that. Let's close it out. We'll not close out the show. Bordzy's Bankroll, brought to you by Bet365. 19 plus. Please play responsibly. Bet only what you are willing to lose. Whatever the moment, never ordinary at Bet365. Oh, so close. Yet again.
Damn it.
Lance Kane, if you want to go back throughout like you did year one of pre-gaming, he went through every single bet I made and found out where my units were at. It's not good this season. It's bad. And I think the vast majority of nights, Brett, you would probably agree, it's been 2 out of 3. Yeah. It's always 2 out of 3. I'm just missing on one of them. It's tough. Gambling's hard. That's why you do it responsibly. It's tough on a night like this. Zach Hyman, he finishes with 2 shots on goal. I was losing it in the final minute of that game because Hyman was out on the ice for the empty netter. Couple at his own blue line trying to go up, and I'm literally sweating. I was leaking at that point, trying to get a W on the bankroll, but another night, another L on the parlay at least. But Brett, there is some positivity. When you know, you know. I said it earlier. I felt it in my plums more than anything that the Oilers were going to come back in this hockey game. So I put my money where my mouth was. Yep. Live bet the comeback down 3-1 after the first period at plus 375. Cha-ching! Brett, you also joined me, but you did it like a minute earlier and only got plus 350. Right?
Yeah, what the heck is that about?
I
don't like it.
I like that you said heck.
Yes.
Good touch.
Thank you.
Good touch. My guy knows what he's doing. Let me know in the chat if you profited any money on Bet365. Final thing I want to touch on, we just didn't find a way to work it in, I guess. Kapanen. I love what I'm seeing in his 2 games of return for Cheeks since he's been back. He's putting up points. And he's just kind of exactly what the Oilers have missed. He plays with such speed and pace to his game. He's always willing to throw the body. He forechecks incredibly hard. That style of game works on your first line all the way down to your fourth line. And he's finding chemistry here with Leon Draisaitl and Vasily Podkolzin, because this play, this goal from Kapanen, my, oh my, that is nasty. Feed from behind the net, the no look across the body, kind of looping behind the net, but nope, psych, Connor Hellebuck. This is a guy that has 20-plus goals. He's been such a talent. That is just, the more I watch that, I can't believe that was Kasperi Kapanen that found a way to do that. Just put it on a platter for Vasily Podkolzin, who, well, Pangs, where's Pods going on this play? Driving to the net with a stick on the ice, battling that defender, but he wins said battle. And Podkolzin, hey, you've talked to his skills coach a bunch this season. We've seen the uptick in production. It doesn't surprise me. It's clear on the ice. His skills have improved. His IQ, just doing simple things like this, gets you on the board, but helps when Kasperi Kapanen puts that on a fucking platter, man.
Yeah, Kasperi Kapanen, he's been just a jolt on that second line the last two games. You talk about it, speed. He's ranked 97th percentile in terms of max speed in the NHL, and he hasn't played a lot this season. Kasperi Kapanen was out of the lineup for nearly 3 months, and it's almost like he hasn't missed a beat. He's hitting, he's making plays, he's looking like that former first-round draft pick with all the skill. He's looking really comfortable on that second line with Leon Draisaitl.
And once again, if that third line can stick together, you're just going to allow Kapanen to build more chemistry. And we saw it throughout pretty much all of last season once he was acquired off waivers that Leon likes him, Pods likes him. We talked on pregame and that we were like, you know, is Kapanen going to stay there or not? I do like at the end of the day, you went, pretty sure Leon gets to decide who's on his line. That's a good point, Pangs. That's a good point. Also, we got to mention this. Shout out Derek in the chat. Said, went a little aggressive responsibly. And that Bouch goal saved my night and won me about $1,200. We don't unit shame, but I will unit celebrate if you're going to be throwing down things like that. We like to see that, brother. I like to see the boys and the girls, everybody profit on Bet365. All right, should we do it? We got a couple of them. Chat, I love you, and I want to hear what you guys have to say. So we're going to play a couple voicemails, and our voicemails, they're brought to you by Swiss Donair, because they've been open for 25 years in the Edmonton area, and now they are open 7 days a week. They're home of the old school Donair with options if you want some flair. Say it with me, the pride of the North Side. Swiss Donair is great for your events at home or office. Check out their location at 8308 144 Ave Northwest, or order online at SwissDonair.com. Here's my public petition. Can we get a Swiss Donair in Sherwood Park? Because that would be nice. There's some good spots in Sherwood Park. Do not get me wrong. But it ain't Swiss Donair, and it's never going to be Swiss Donair. So shout out intern Tristan behind the scenes as he has to screen these calls to make sure that you guys are appropriate. But Brett, let me know, what do we got here from the people?
All right, the first one is coming in from our good friend Rusty. I'm not going to spoil what it's about. Just listen.
It's your boy Rusty here. Just wanted to say what an excellent game. Excellent comeback win. Connor McDavid continues to be the best player in the world, and it's not close. That was just a phenomenal win all around. And I do believe you guys deserve to hear me yell, Cup year!
Cup yeah!
On wins, I want every voicemail to end with a cup year scream. I want to know if you guys can do it in the cup year.
Cup yeah!
Pangs has improved so much on his cup year over the last 12 months. I want to shake your hand.
I want to shake your hand.
All right, shout out Rusty. Also, man, you've been putting up PRs left, right, and center. I think everybody's proud of Rusty and his fitness transformation. You the man, Rusty. Bert, what do we got next?
Next one is coming in from another friend of ours, Southpaw.
What up, Bordzy? What up, Pangs? This is the Southpaw, indeed holding the phone in my left hand. Shout out chat conductor Austin. Shout out our queen Tammy. Shout out our proficient producer Brett. I just wanted to drop in and say, this is my voice on TV. Let's go, Oilers.
That's an excellent reference. Southpaw shout out. That's actually funny. I've always wondered, is he left-handed? I just assume he would be left-handed. And now we know. One of the best parts of the voicemail, too, is hearing your guys' voices. I said it earlier. When I heard Dre's voice for the first time, I was like, holy shit. That's a man right there. I could hear the beard in the microphone from Dre. And, buddy, we love you. Not obviously Dre, but well, we love all of you. Southpaw, you the man. We appreciate you listening. You've been a loyal ONE pregame and ONE. Holy fuck. ONAD guy for a very long time. And we appreciate you. Keep the voicemails coming. Questions, concerns, compliments. I take those as well. You can do whatever you'd like. You can also chirp the hell out of us. I don't care.
Alrighty, the next one's coming in from Zach.
So from what I've seen so far, I really like how Kapanen's been playing. He's just been an absolute asset since he's come back. That pass to Podkolzin was ridiculous. So it's really nice to see him back. And the other thing I'd mention is just McDavid is ridiculous. Like the pass from Draisaitl comes off of his skate, brings it up onto his stick, and he just drains it. Ridiculous. I don't know how he does it, but the point streak lives.
The point streak lives on for Connor McDavid. He went with the word ridiculous. So that was the verb that he used to describe Connor McDavid. And yeah, man, I was going to say disgusting. Made me want to puke, but I had to hold it back in because, it's just such a, I'm going to go home tonight. Oh, there it is. So he was, I like that it starts with acceptable because, so Connor McDavid he was definitely commendable. Oh, first class in the third column. He was also gnarly. I like that. Gnarly.
I like gnarly.
He was gratifying, splendid, stupid. That's it. I'm getting this tattooed on my forearm because I'm gonna need this for the next 2.5 years of Connor McDavid's tenure, at least with the Edmonton Oilers. Thanks, Brett. We gotta keep that. Yeah, we gotta keep that in our virtual studio from here on out. Also, redonkulous. People have been saying in the chat as well. Redunk. Yeah.
Redunk.
All right, what else we got next?
All right, we got two more, and they're both from Austin. Austin's checking in one more time. One is a part one, and I guess the other is a part two, but here's Austin.
How are we doing tonight, my beautiful ON fam? This is Austin coming at you from Elkford, BC. Just wanted to send this in and reach out to you and say, first of all, Lance, that blow-up doll voicemail was extremely emotionally scarring. I think you need some mental help. Love you, brother. Second of all, the rest of you need mental help with this coffee problem of yours, because I can tell you there's only two fucking fuels in my life, and they are both shotgunnable. Nice. Monsters and beer, baby.
Wow. I knew he'd find a way
to you guys is fucking love you, and Hellebuck who? Winnipeg who? Tell you what, Jets, get back to your room. Daddy says you're grounded. Bordzy, you know what to do, brother. Let's fire it up. Let's fire it up. Let's fire it up.
Clap it up. Clap it up.
I love it.
That was some good energy there from our boy Austin. I appreciate that. I knew he was going to find a way to work in the beer cracking open.
That sounded great. Honestly,
that was a great
really
crack.
good.
That was an excellent crack. But that was also a monster crack, too.
It also just straight up sounded like a shotgun.
I can imagine. You just hear the goo, 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 goo.
I was almost expecting it. I like
Austin, next voicemail.
All right.
Always an opportunity.
There is a part two.
Oh, yeah, shit. Oh.
This is Austin again for take number 3 with a simple... Yep, that's a fucking cup here, baby. Let's go. Hope will never fucking die.
I really like the Austin, we love you. Justine's in here. Unbelievable, Austin. You're one of the biggest beauties in this chat. We appreciate you left, right, and center. It was a good night in oil country. It was a good night down here at Oilers Nation HQ. The only thing that we haven't touched on yet, and it would feel like a crime if we didn't acknowledge what happened in the first period. Darnell Nurse and that shot that he blocked early on, all the credit to you, man. That was potentially the moment of the game. I had that written down in the Oily slot until Trent Frederick usurped him with that scrap against Logan Stanley. But it was an unbelievable textbook block on the penalty kill, eating a slap shot from the point, going directly off the inside of his knee. That looked painful as shit in real time. That looked awful in slow motion. And hey, say what you want about Darnell Nurse, but his commitment to winning, to putting his body on the line for the Edmonton Oilers, being a leader on the ice, in the locker room, in the community, he does it all. And that was a perfect example. That shot would have had me, I would have ran out of tears. I would have been crying so much. You could see the pain in his eyes. He's rolling around, writhing in pain on the ice. And then, not for a long amount of time, he gets up, skates it off, stays on the bench, is clearly in some discomfort, and stays in the hockey game. I can only imagine what his knee is going to look like tomorrow. There will be an added golf ball on the end of that thing. That's going to be a tough one. Get in the ice bath right after that game. I am sure he's in there, probably watching After Dark right now. Of course, Darnell, I appreciate you putting your body on the line. That was one of like the loudest block shots I've heard in a long time. All the credit to you, Daryl. I see you. I see you, big dog.
Hey, I love a good shot blocker.
True.
You saw me get up off my feet on that one.
I'll add this too. Darnell Nurse, hey, sometimes he plays good, sometimes he plays bad. But the last stretch of games, he's been a leader on that blue line. Tonight, huge block, like Bordzy saying, that would hurt like heck. 2 games ago, he was having a bad game, and who did he fight? I think Garnet Hathaway took on a tough customer like that. So Darnell Nurse, yeah, he sometimes plays bad, sometimes been giving the puck away, but the last couple games, the last stretch of games, he's been showing that he's a leader on that blue line.
Brett, somebody just said Miami football Dolphins because Miami's about to score a touchdown. We completely forgot that college football semifinals is going on tonight.
I know.
Now I'm just filled with anxiety because I rode with the Hurricanes. It's all about the you.
What's your name?
You're not doing Greg Olson's rap as much as I would love to do Greg Olson's rap. Amanda said Austin's voicemails might be my new favorite thing. And then Mr. Burns, I think Nurse is just thankful it wasn't his face this time. It's a good move. That's a good move from our boy Daryl there. We also got one more clip as well. I believe this is head coach Chris Knobloch talking to the media post-game about one Evan Bouchard. That's a guy we haven't talked about enough tonight, but let's listen to head coach Nobby and hear what he has to say.
Bouch, unfortunately, doesn't get enough credit for being the defensive player that he is. And, you see sometimes he makes a mistake. You think he's not cognizant about playing defense, and he's not a physical guy, but he's so smart. He's ahead of the play and usually gets a stick on a lot of pucks that intercept passes or breaks up plays. It's unfortunate that he doesn't get enough credit. Our penalty kill, another thing, our penalty kill is good with him. He adds to that. And, when you think of Bouchard, you think of the shot, you think of the point and being an offensive defenseman, but there's a lot to his game.
Evan Bouchard, as much as you don't want to admit it, is becoming a complete defenseman in front of all of our eyes, whether it's 5v5 power play or PK, like Chris Knobloch just mentioned there. He is turning into, there will always, I know when I say that, I'm going to get fucking DMs, people being like, are you shitting me, man? What are you talking about? If you watch the games, you know what Evan Bouchard brings to this team. You know he is their number one best defenseman, now playing in all situations. Yes, Miami touchdown. Booyah. Sorry. Back to Bouchard. I was saying, he's been incredible this year. I like that he gets his flowers. We obviously know he's the easiest guy to point out when he makes his mistakes. They are so obvious. They are so apparent, but there's so much about his game as well that goes under the radar, whether it's getting pucks out cleanly in defensive end, great breakout passes, what he does in the power play, the PK, like Nobby just said. Bouchard, I appreciate you. Bangs, I know you do too.
Yeah, he played over 25 minutes tonight, 2 points, a goal and an assist. When he was on the ice, the high danger chances were 11-3 when he was on the ice there. Evan Bouchard almost made a game-saving play, potentially, before his game-winning goal there. So hats off to Evan Bouchard. Hey, He kind of got snubbed on that Team Canada not being selected for the Olympics, but maybe they were watching that play tonight.
I was about to chirp Josh Morrissey, but no, I can't do that. I can't do that. He's an all-around great defenseman. He deserves to be on Team Canada. And then the final thing, boys, the Winnipeg Jets. Things are getting ugly in Winnipeg this season. It's the fall-off of all fall-offs. In less than a year, they have gone from number one in the NHL standings, President's Trophy winners, MVP in Connor Hellebuck, to dead last in the NHL, 32nd overall, 11 losses in a row, and they have just 3 wins in their last 23 hockey games. It is truly stunning stuff. And like, you can sit there and talk about like, okay, well, what's the difference between last year's team and this year's? And obviously the first thing that's pointed out is Nikolai Ehlers moves from there, or from Winnipeg over to Carolina. Nikolai Ehlers is a great hockey player. There's no way that his absence is responsible for this big of a drop-off in quality on the ice. It's truly astounding. We've talked about their top line. That's the only place they get offense. It's a bottom 9 as far as I am concerned. You look at their decor, not all that great. Hayden Fleury is now injured as well. And this is just, it's wild. And especially in a year where the Central Division is so competitive, you would just assume, if we said the 3 best teams in the NHL are basically from the Central beginning of the year, I guarantee everyone who went, oh, Winnipeg's back at it again. No, they're dead last in the entire league. Pangs, I think this year's just a complete wash for the Winnipeg Jets at this point. Obviously, teams can make late runs. We always reference the St. Louis Blues and stuff like that, but it's bad in Winnipeg right now.
Yeah, and you think about it, they have all the pieces to be a good team. They were a good team last year. You got a first-line center in Scheifele. You got a really good scoring winger in Kyle Connor there. And you got, I would say, a stud demon in Josh Morrissey and an all-star netminder in Connor Hellebuck. Why aren't they able to put it together? I don't know. Maybe let's just chalk it up that they play in Winnipeg. I don't know.
You got to take the bus. You got to take the bus to and from constantly. It's got to suck.
I think it might be because Logan Stanley's on that team.
You made eye contact with me right there, and I knew exactly what you were about to do. Booyah! Booyah! Anyone can get it, but that will do it for us on Oilers Nation After Dark. We love and appreciate every one of you that joins us, win, lose, or draw, but especially on comebacks. When you live bet the comeback, feeling good in oil country, winners of 2 games in a row. So, Pangs, don't want to get ahead of ourselves here, but the Oilers have a chance to do something they have yet to do this regular season and win 3 games in a row. Opportunity on Saturday, taking on the LA Kings for the first time. The Oilers still retaining their spot, first place in that Pacific Division. So we know it's going to be a big one on Saturday. Tomorrow, for programming note, Oilers Nation every day, going down at 12 o'clock exactly, Mountain Standard Time. Did get the confirmation text earlier on my phone. Dennis Bernstein covers the LA Kings. He's going to be joining us on ONE. We'll be breaking down this hockey game. I'm sure there will be some Friday fun. Ryder from the Sauce, I believe, is going to join us. And then, dude, we get college football tomorrow too, Brett. It's going to be a good little,
Truck, yeah,
good little weekend. Oh, so we get college football Friday, Oilers Saturday, and NFL football.
Chicago Bears, baby.
And then on Sunday, 3 NFL football.
Mm-hmm.
We're living in the good old days, people. You know when they say, I wish someone would tell you when you're living in the good old days? This is it right now, folks. Nights like this, and sports weekends like this. I love you all, Pangs. Love and appreciate you. Throw down your courtesy like. Make sure you are subscribed. Intern Tristan, another bang-up job behind the scenes. Brett Holden, doing great work as well. A lot of them. Cup years.
Cup, yeah.
Cup year.
Cup, yeah.
Touchdown, Ole Miss. Fuck, what? On that note, I got to go over to the TV. I love you all. We'll talk on Saturday for pre-gaming.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Every Day, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered, from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.